Run home as the crows make night of the fading sun. Hide now, hide now. The trees do bow as if they weep. Stay down, stay down. Though its light beckons forth, a melody calls out. Too late, too late.
Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go! Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Everybody bring it in.
Hello folks, let's zoom that camera in a bit. There we go, that's a bit more like it. When does the game start? On the hour, my folks, on the hour. So in fact, I'm gonna go check and see whether we've got things loaded up and ready to go. See whether this works. Looking good. It'll probably bug out in a second or two here. But here we are, ready to go. It'll need to reload now for whatever reason. It does this. Oh, some replay bits going on. I see. while they're testing a few bits out. Fantastic news. Well, game's not started yet. I guess because they're still testing things, we might just have to hold on showing that. We might just have to hold on showing that because it will be... I want to just double check I'm allowed to show that. The feeling I'm not. Let me double check whether I'm allowed to show that one. Well, that's fine. Am I allowed? I'm sure that, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well, that's nothing new. But yeah, hopefully starting in about 10 minutes is when things should be kicking off. Do I need to have an idea about this? Oh no, I don't have access to that. That's fine. Oh, very annoying. Well, no, that's new. That's fine. Okay, I think we're good then. In that case, give this a second to load. I'm gonna get myself a cup of tea and we'll be ready to go. There we go. Well, there's our teammate. There's our teams. How exciting. There we go. I'll switch that over there. Don't think... Oh, it is still playing. Huh, didn't pause. Wow, that's wild. There we go, it's on there anyway. That's fine then. That's fine then. In that case, I don't have to do anything extra. Right, I'm gonna get myself that cup of tea. I'll be returned on the hour for this matchup. Should be very exciting. See you in a moment or two, folks. All right, the tea is brewing. Hey, folks. Let's skip this song. There's some weird stuff in this playlist, I swear. Riot. Hey, Garrett. Good to have you in here, though. When does the match start? Hopefully on the hour-ish. On the hour-ish is the answer. We're supposed to skip. Oh, great. My desktop controls aren't working for... There we go. Can't stick around because I'm currently on way back from holiday, but have fun, will do. Enjoy your trip back. Hope it's a safe and easy one. I'll do a little post for socials, actually, while I'm at it. Let me get YouTube chat up as well. We'll have that gone. There you are. Let's go, Rats. Hell yeah. There we go. All the chats up. Should be any moment now. Yes! Fabulous. Right, let's move my camera around. Come over here. This needs to come over here. So, where are we at? LR on blue side. Spain 1 versus NLC 1. Barca, obviously, a very big win against Los Ratones way back in group stage. Let me pull that up exactly because I want to get the match history for that one out. Still look at that one. But anyway, Cho'Gath first pick. We know that's going towards Baus, but picking up the Vi immediately is a takeaway from Baus. It's also a good pairing on their end. Where is that history? Give me a second. Okay. That's Barca. Must have been day 3. But they're going to pick up the Galio as well. But a takeaway from Nemesis. Baus plays it. It's a good pairing with Vi. I think Shin's Alpha Valiant makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Though I would be remiss from saying Ari is a very good pairing with the Shin Zhao, who skirmish super well. You can run into issues versus the Galio at a certain point. You just don't have the damage to get to his shields and stuff, depending on builds. But it does look like the Galio is going top into the Cho'Gath. What did we get in that win, eh? So yeah, I mean, they went for the Ari Vi Cho'Gath themselves. They've actually ended up splitting some of those picks. Silas pick is better. It's not bad with the Shin Zhao. It's a good steal on the Galio Talia Vi. LTA would have been solid here. I think Ari is safer and more generic. You arguably have an easier matchup into Talia. You have more dashes than he does and don't have to get into melee, and actually for all that Talia is pretty good into the first dash, you then can't get stunned afterwards, which is pretty good, and you can force Unraveled Earth more easily than most people. Yeah, snippet of that, so I've got this spell somewhere. There we go. Alright, at this point, you've got a very good dive and pick combo from Barcelona with double globals plus Vice. Your ability to collapse on Vi making your plays very fast. LR are relatively good at skirmishing already with Cho'Gath, the Shin Zhao, the Ari. They probably want something like a Nautilus, a Leona. The Rel's already gone, but something in that kind of vein to set things up for success here, because they want someone else to set up a bit of CC. It's a good combo having the Galio and the Vi together anyway. Also, their takeaways from Baus. So that all makes sense. And obviously, to get last time around, they locked in the Cho'Gath, and White Knight kind of did him in a bit. Whose draft is better? A little early to say so far. Syndra and Scion. So they reckon that there's that's the other side, isn't it? Sorry, they've gone for the Jin Kai'Sa. That makes a lot more sense. And the Rel Nautilus on the other side. Locked in the Xayah. So if you don't Rakan here, they will pick up the Rakan, but locking in the Rakan means your front line is interesting. Zeri Rakan, Zeri Lulu. You've got a Xin Zhao, so Lulu is really good there. You're a little shy on pick, but your mobility's very high. Okay, Zeri Lulu. So it's worth noting, like, Zeri Lulu in its own right is a very good pairing. It gives Crownie a lot of mobility options as the game goes on. However, it does also work very well as an empowerment on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao plus Lulu is a nasty, nasty combo. We don't see it so much more because we don't see as many enchantments. But it's still a very, very dangerous combo. That does, however, understandably mean Whiten is going to look towards the Blitzcrank. They were threatening Rakan and trying to pull that one out because it's not as good a pairing against the Xayah, and actually what they've drafted on the other side is a lot of ways to make the Rakan's life quite hellish. Galio, Talia, Vi, all quite good into Rakan because he can't dodge far enough away to stay safe when he's looking for plays. But Blitzcrank is the anti-enchanter champ. It's also pretty miserable for Zeri. If you get hit by that, you don't get... Because Zeri obviously needs to play at a certain active range. To get your Qs off, you want to be dancing at the edge and using your mobility and your ult and your slides, your lightning dashes to get as much... Not lightning, like Surge, that's the name of it. Spark Surge is the name of the E. Finally got it right. Lightning Crash, Spark Surge. You can punish her too if you're good. However, Blitzcrank is basically saying Lulu doesn't get to play the game. If you ever hit Lulu with a hook in lane, the lane is doomed. You don't get to play poke as much freely. We did see it go wrong in, was it KCB? Yeah, KCB failed to try and do this the other time out when we saw them try and do it. Whereas this time, very much can. But they're going to try and do it again themselves. So basically, if you can pick off the Lulu in lane, if you can get the Zeri later on, life is good. If you don't, Barca's team fighting is a bit weird in the fact that they got very, very, very good collapse. They will turn up faster than Lost Ratones nearly any given play because of the fact they'll run double TPs, plus double globals, plus Vi. Your ability to turn up to a play very fast is very, very scary, and LR, for all they are fantastic if they're already there or if they're the ones making the plays, will potentially be at very scary numbers disadvantaged on a regular basis. We need to keep our eyes on that one. I'm going to go get myself my cup of tea that's been brewing. We'll sit down and watch the game from there. I still quite like LR's draft. Really good skirmishing out the mid-jungle. Good scaling options there on with the Zeri Lulu, and the Xin Zhao's really good pairing with the Lulu too. So you've got a very good team fighting skirmishing comp. You're a little shy on CC, but your ability to kind of mitigate that by just dancing around fights is pretty good. I do worry about the Blitzcrank late into the Lulu. I do worry about the globals catching LR out, trying to be greedy in the early game as they often are. But we've got lots of 5-man stacks going on.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Double announcer, in usual. Hopefully that's only a one-time thing. We'll be back to normal volume shortly.
Minions have spawned.
have my tea. Oh, I sit down and there's a pause? No! Well, the 200 damage that White Knight has done clearly means that Barcelona are going to win this game now. Oh, wow, we got someone who really doesn't like me in Onivia's chat. That's quite hilarious. Oh, you're the one who just wanted a clean feed stream? Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Bye. I have the power to remove people who are being dicks. What do you know? There are people being the dicks. You think it's a 3-0, Mai? Fair enough. Both good drives, but Vine Talia play well into 3/5 of the team. I kind of agree. Yep, you've got lots of dashes. And I think that could get quite problematic. So that Talia could be very good. And Chekolad honestly kind of monstered Nemesis last time out. I need to see Nemesis step up. He had a really good semi-finals. But I think if you look back to groups, Nemesis kind of got schooled. And that could get very worried. Failure. Ooh. Oh, I see what he's done. Okay, so he's gone for the invade. There's the hook. That's a very dead Crowny. Goodbye. Flash. Legolas. Last autos. Gets him. The shield's not enough. Gets an extra flash. But yep, there's the hook in the lane. That one sucks. Nice work. White into Legolas doing a really good job. And again, this comp does need the Zeri and the Lulu to be strong. So he's sticking around by the wall. Does he just not have the Spark Surge up? I guess he doesn't. Oh dear, well that's foolish. Trying to face Royce for level 3 so he could slide over the wall if he needed to and failed. Belly went for an invade. Did get 2 camps off. Then took his own blue and has come back around. Sega is here. Steals the red. Gets back out. Will be able to get... Oh, he didn't get the red. He didn't stick around for it. Okay, sorry. Okay. Interesting. Topside Baus does find a way behind to start proxying. Of course he does. Purple Spikes, Feral Scream. Doesn't have a lot of mana to work with here, but I don't know how much he actually cares. Shield Durand. There is a Vi coming on up. This is just a very dead Bowsy. Yeah, he's dead. Kill over to Thega. Yeah. And double Scuttle as well, and Crown, he's dead again, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, the shield, not quite enough. Well, he's going to be enough, sorry. Nice work from Reckless, but he's going to have to reset again. There's already a Cull reset from Legolas, going to drop away. They'll get a plate. So what they'll be able to do is shove this back in. They are sending, interestingly, Baus bot side to pick up this wave. While Zeri goes top. That's probably wise in the sense that there's a wave crashing. And remember, Legolas has already flashed, so just gets to do that with the Feral Scream. Bousy! I think you get whited here as well. You do. There's no way you get stopped. Greeded tried to shove the wave in. Still had the flash. The white in flashes into the hook with the knockup. Just about saved by Reckless. And basically, because the wave's not crashed topside, they send Crowny to collect that one because he'll get the wave. And the Feral Scream means that Baus can just flash on over and ensure that they die. And it also would potentially dodging the hook as well, which is very, very clean. That is a very nasty TP work. Really good use of the flank angle. You get a kill on the Lulu, which isn't actually that bad. She liked quite a lot of items. You get stacks on the Dark Seal. You get a kill on this Cho'Gath who died once. Good news. They saw the TP. They tried to get the wave shoved in and thought they'd be safe, right? They didn't think the Cho'Gath was going to full send it. The level 4 Cho'Gath, what's he going to do to us? But I will say Legolas and Whitin have been known to be a little cocky at points. I saw Legolas's last Zeri game. He did not dance the dance in the team fight as well as I would have liked. Will LR win? If they get to mid-game, and the Blitzcranks died a few times, life is good, and they can make plays like this without the turnaround from Talia Vi. Life is good. There's the hook, but it won't matter. Nice pickup. There's the feats of warfare into the dragon. Good combo. I think this is quite a tight game in some ways draft-wise, because you've got the Vi, Talia, Galio, roaming global squad combo that's really annoying. Can just do this. Baus gets out. There's a flash on White Knight if he wants to use it. Rupture comes on down. Baus is still quite quick here. They don't have the... I think they should just get this in the 1v3. It took a lot for... That's double globals just for a kill on Cho'Gath? And it cost you 30 seconds. I think that might have been a mistake. Those are very long cooldowns to get what amounts to a single kill. And maybe a Gromp? Crowny needs to be a little bit wary here, but gets to slide over the wall. Yeah, I don't know whether they do that guy. Hey, hello, good to see you. How's life? One of our prime games. The global taunt. It's always there for Baus. It is always there. Fnatic pause, very much so. Actually, while we're in pause, I can start doing some of that social media thing where I post things into various discords and say I'm doing the live thing. They even get the feats, which is crazy. They got the feats of warfare, did LR. Well, sorry, yeah, but they didn't get the feats off using double globals there, which is a bit of a shame for Barca, for sure. They would be expecting better than that, for sure. The fact that they didn't kind of sucks. Not going to lie to you all. Alright. So, Thega gets slowed by the double glitter lance. Crowny with a really long slide flashes the hook, but does have to do it. Hey Gunnar, good to see you. I'm doing well, thank you for checking. Grub, I'm excited we're doing some EMEA Masters coast. Nice charm onto Checker, lad. He's so dead. Wait, oh, the CC chamber, that Chains of Corruption. Not Chains of Corruption, the Crescent Guard does a lot of work. Nemesis gets ulted, got 2 ults to work with. Thega is a very dead. Vi failed to get over the wall. Even the blast shield's not going to be enough. All the while on the bottom hand of your screen, Crowny's getting a couple. Really good fight from Nemesis and Reckless. If we get a replay, watch Reckless and how we use his flash and heal, because he gets insane value here. Hey, Lion Man, good to see you. Interesting. Another pause. Let me go see if I can tell you what the pause is about. Hey, thank you for joining Amber Media. Welcome on in. Oh boy, I'm getting word it's a long pause, folks. Yeah, we got a long pause. Not sure I'm allowed to say what it is quite yet, but it looks like there's a couple issues to resolve. When I know more, I'll let you know. But for now, it's just us as we check in with where life is. Of course, I joined in time for the sport. On pause, Amber. That's about right. Welcome. Thank you for cursing the stream. It's a big pause as well. Hey, Mohammed, good to see you. If you're not LCK, don't pick Vi and Talia. I'm not sure we have seen it be pretty successful at EMEA Masters. You know what? Let me go check up the win rate. See if I can find it out for you. Because my impression is I'm pretty sure it's better than you think it is. GOL.GG, EMEA Masters. Spring 25 stats. Let's have a look, shall we? Champion stats. So, where are you at win rate? Try that again. So, Prio. Varus is the highest Prio, very high win rate. I mean, Vi's a 57% win rate, which is, considering she has been in, well, she's like the 4th highest Prio pick in the game right now. That's a very good win rate because everyone's playing it. It's not a pocket pick. Where is Talia? Because she can't be much lower. She's not. She's like the 7th or 8th. And Talia's got a 68% win rate. 68% win rate over 28 games. Damn. Damn, she's looking good. That's got to be one of the higher win rates for... Interestingly, Zaya's got an insane win rate, but I think that's the players playing it more than anything else. Galio's also very high away. But yeah, like, Talia is one of the highest win rate, particularly versus, like, the amount of picks she's got. She's one of the highest win rate champs in EMEA Masters. So yeah, Talia Vi is like a 65 combined 60+% win rate. So there we go. Ooh, thank you very much for the follows, by the way, folks. I do appreciate it. And the hydration as well. I can do that one. Shadow Joker King. What a name. Should be back in shortly, by the looks of it. Happy to be to the best caster. Hell yeah. Why all the pauses? I'm not allowed to say by the looks of it. There is a Discord with referee information, but I can't say anything. But there you go. Lots of love from Greece. Oh, there you go. How are you surviving the heat at the minute? I cannot imagine it's that much cooler than the rest of Europe. Feels like everywhere is boiling right now. Earlier back-to-back MVP. He's having a good game so far. He's having a very good game so far. Him or Nemesis probably so far this game, though I'll say Reckless has also had a pretty solid one on the Lulu. Very clutch saves. What's my prediction for the series? Hey up, Mabby. Good to see you. You got done in for your saucy commentary. Prediction for the series. I'm hoping 3-2 lost Ratones. I want a full series. I want some vengeance for groups. I want a competitive series. That's what I'm hoping for. So Grunt Guy, what happened is they managed to get Galio, Vi, and Talia as their first 3 picks. I think they went Vi, Talia, Red 1-2. Galio in on 3. And then went and did the Blitzcrank last pick once they saw the Lulu come in. Blitzcrank is supposed to be able to really punish Enchanter lanes. Because if you hook the Enchanter or the AD carry, both of them have a horrible time. Whereas if you hook like a Nautilus, the Nautilus goes, thank you for the gap close, and then autos your AD carry and it's a bad time. So that's how they did it, basically. So the Baus first picked Cho'Gath, and they went, cool, we'll lock in the Galio, and they locked in the Vi. And then once they saw the Ahri lock in, they went, cool, we'll flex the Galio top, we'll lock in the Talia. Chekalad is a really, really, really good Talia. This should be a great pairing. It's been very strong in the tournament. That's basically how they got there. They've got a team with a lot of zone control here between Xayah Feathers, Unraveled Earth, Galio ult, Talia ult, Vi coming on in, Blitzcrank even, threatening some hooks when people get CC'd. Can be pretty nasty. The skirmishing for Lost Ratones, though, especially if you manage to use the Lulu to empower the Shinzao or even Ari. Obviously, Zeri is a great pairing there as well, and they get to run over fights and get that first kill, that first reset. Things are pretty scary. If the globals come into play, it gets really nasty. Let's have a look at this replay again, because it starts with Nemesis landing the nastiest charm of all time, Velia getting to Audacious Charge before the Unraveled Earth can come on down, and they try to full send onto Velia, who flashes out to safety before the feathers can be truly pulled. And basically, Reckless gives a load of speed up, Wild Growth already onto Nemesis to make sure there's no way they can get any value at the back end of it all. As Nemesis, it's a great Ari fight, though he should have a Dark Seal in inventory, and he doesn't, and that is a bad thing. Velia mad at the length of the pause. Oh, the heat and grease. You just burn alive here. Let me ask you what your predictions for this year's MSI. Ooh. That's a good... I realistically, it's Gen G's tournament to lose, I think, if we're talking MSI. I think T1 made it. I think I need to watch over the HLE series again, the KT series, and get myself up to date with it a bit better again. But I think T1 will have a fun run, but I don't think they are going to be one of the favorites. I think that's going to be Gen G. I think maybe anyone's Legend are up there as well. But for me, it's it's Gen G's tournament to lose. BLG, I don't trust in the slightest. I am curious to see how our EU teams do. I think they're very exciting, creative teams. And that gives me some hope. And I hope to see FlyQuest at least be competitive. I think they've got some cool players. I love watching the likes of Masu, and I think Inspired is a killer jungler, so that should be really good fun. But back to this game for now. Mouse is doing the proxying thing. And he's about to get shielded, Duranded, and die. Yeah, that will be the Baus. Baus doing the Bausy things. Very good. Also, CFO Dark Horse. Oh, God, yeah. CFO are a wonderful team. I think they will forever be exciting whatever tournament they're at. And I think I think CFO makes semis. I think they will fall out at semis, but I think they make semis. Balsian economics at work. He is 400 gold ahead despite dying 3 times. He's also somehow at like 30 CS and a load of turret plates. You know, he's doing all right here. We've got a lot of people around. Watch White in, the hook. If he lands it on the Crownie, it's a bad time. Hex Flash. Okay, I thought he'd Hex Flash towards the Dragon Pit, I'm not going to lie. Dragon secured. Ella are looking for the fight now. Nemesis. Charm lands it onto the Blitzcrank. That's not a great time for Nemesis. But the 3-man Wild Growth knockup. Really nice. Okay, they bring down Nemesis finally with the smite. They can't quite get the kills. Okay, they get 1 for 1. Man, the smite to secure the kill. Legolas is also like gigolo. Velia. What? Crowdy's gonna step forward, heal from Reckless. They can turn onto White Knight. He's got no more cooldowns. Oh, okay, yeah, they get out of the way of the Justice Punch. Mid lane, Talia had to ult away. Okay, messy. But in the end, Dragon won 1 for 1. Plus a lot of flashes and health bars being traded. Nemesis dying there kind of sucks. Who picked up the kill? It was Sthager, wasn't it, with the smite? Could be scary, but then on the other side, Valley's got this Titanic Hydra Burst build that's very well ahead of this. So lands the charm, but not before the hooks come on through. The 3-man Wild Growth knockup is pretty nuts. But then smite to bring down the Ahri. Make sure she can't escape. Galio is potentially really good this game because you have a lot of people you can ult to. Vi and Talia are really good homing beacons for you. And Ahri, Shinzao, Zeri do not have a lot of fun if they overdive. And there is a real world where they do overdive into the CC chain of a Talia and the Galio and a Vi. You do probably have to be a little bit more reactive than proactive, unless you're very tight on the Vi Galio combo, which you can be. Bessie up 40 CS, hell yeah he is. When is he not? The fact he is 100, the fact he's like 150% the CS of the Galio is kind of hilarious. Oh, I think Baus is just dead here, isn't he? I mean, nice attempt. Valiant effort. That's another kill to that's a kill to the Talia, which is really good. Does cost them mid tier 1 though, because they put a little bit too much pressure elsewhere, and Talia had to run away from mid from the Galio that we saw in the picture-in-picture earlier, like 30 seconds ago, whatever it was. That's pretty good. Oh, not again. Not again. Pause gaming. Okay, looks like it's audio issues that need to be resolved into a longer pause. So here we are, guys. How are we feeling about this so far? LR have gotten themselves all of the grubs, both dragons, first turret, looking pretty good. They've dropped a bit of gold after some of those shutdowns went down, but I think they're pretty happy here this game. Apparently it's on player. Apparently it's player and there's some audio issues. Sometimes that's to do with working remote. The equipment is harder to double check because you're reliant on players to make sure it's good, and that is just not a guarantee. LR 3-0, you reckon? I'm just saying, Barca 2-0'd LR in groups. Not looking like those games so far. Much better early game from LR. Much better early game. But I wouldn't count Barca out this season. Ban pauses. Tech problems, tough cookies, lose. Lion Man with the hardline stance, I see. Yo, I've got to tune in. How are the Rats doing so far? Well, we've had a lot of pauses, so we're only 14 minutes into the game. And as it stands, LR are pretty happily in the lead. They have out-skirmished on the whole. Gotten the early objectives, gotten the early leads. Barca 2 had a very burnt out LR, to be fair. I give you that, not a but. I do give you that, that's fair. I also think sometimes LR are, how do I put this? When things work, they look fantastic. It's when they go wrong that we start to see the cracks show a bit more. And so far, I think we've not had an early game go wrong, right? So the early game's been solid, which has helped out. Because I think LR, when the early game goes wrong, into a team like Barca, has rougher things happen. Still about 16 less pauses than the average LEC game, to be honest. Were there that many LEC pauses this time around? In fairness, I do remember there being a fair amount when I did the playoff series. We had that first game where there was a couple of pauses. But I feel like we didn't have that many pauses this LEC split, did we? Maybe that's just me being used to them. Am I just rewriting history where there are a lot of pauses? LR has better macro so far with the Brit sloppy in the fights. Yeah, a little bit. I think that's fair. Basically, you can go this free farm Zeri. You have got a fair number of anti-Zeri tools. Concept and Desire Feathers. Talia Vi Galio is a really nasty anti-Zeri combo because it's basically the moment Vi ults, it's a guaranteed CC chain into Seismic Shove, Unraveled Earth, Shield of Duran, Galio, all of these things, which means that the Zeri doesn't really get a chance to survive. Wild Growth might keep you up, but a lot of that isn't cleansable CC, which is why they're running Ghost. And you can't McHale's a lot of it, so it's just a bit bad time. And obviously you add in the X Factor of the Blitz hook on top of all that, and the Zeri does have to be very careful in these fights. Fortunately, Zeri is not the only target or even the first target in a fight, because the Ari and the Shinzao will likely be going forwards first and getting a lot of those cooldowns out, which means the Zeri is then freer to go forward. So there are ways to do it, but it will be interesting to see how these cooldowns are burned. Because I think Nemesis is obviously trying to be the... Whoops. That's the one. Ended up muting my audio briefly there. I was like, hang on. What did I hit? Another pause. Yeah, unfortunately. It's audio issues. 10 minutes? Oh, God. Okay, that's how long I'm hearing. And that was, when was that sent? At 5:30. So we've got another 5 or so minutes, guys. Do take this opportunity. Go pick yourself up. Water, some snacks. Come sit down. Come be ready for the rest of this game. Clearly, we've got a bit of a break to go through. Could even bait Vile. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. With a fair number of things. And, you know, on the other side, if, like, Vitalia go diving on in, and there's a Cho'Gath waiting there with a silence and a feast, your attempted counterpunch can go very wrong very fast. Let's play some words on stream. I'm not going to set up, actually. I probably should do. Gonna grab some beer? That's not a bad shout, okay? I would, but I'm co-streaming, and I don't know what the rules are about beer on co-stream. I'm assuming not. This would be a great beer game. I think, too, when you rarely have the same length of pauses, that's probably fair. Also, like, as I said, it's all in studio, so it's a lot easier to look at the individual tech issues. Bash Slice Rocket Bell is an item. He built it on almost every AP chap. He loves the gap closer. He loves the gap closer. Bisto. Cheap item, extra dash mobility with decent stats. Yeah, basically, it's a good item. It was really, really good when it was a mythic. Because then people like Evelyn, Ari loved it because it empowered a lot of your other items as you bought them. Bring back Duskblade. I think they're happy with where Voltaic Cyclo Sword is. The issue with Duskblade is its active was so obnoxious that it became a very pub stompy item. Watching from my home gym, being lazy and productive. I'm going to do some like sit-ups in my seat. Hang on. Let me move this over. There we go. Ah. 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 Anyone's going to ask what's going on here, and there's going to be no real answer. Someone's going to gift this, and it's going to be no... There you go. Doing some exercise. It's a long-ass pause. Yeah, 10 minutes, as I said. I think we're nearly over. 3 more minutes off the timer. Close enough, welcome back. Get fit with Snoopy? Hell yes. Get some squats in. Old Dustblade was super overtuned. It was quite. I think the active was also just very, very strong. Not the active, like the... It's not an active, it's like, I guess, the triggered ability, whatever the term is. The unique ability to go invisible on things. Pistol. Got some peppermint tea. It's very nice. These pauses might be longer than the game. Well, we're 14 minutes in, and we've had about... Well, we started draft at 5. We finished draft about 5:05. So, we're on about equal length pause and game so far. Ish. Just a bit scary. Couple more minutes to go. One more, in fact. someone now driving to Audio Bro's house to fix it? Hopefully so. Yeah, it looks like they've managed to resolve the issue. There's just a rolling timer to help deal with pauses, so we don't have this issue in the future. And they've got to keep up a delay buffer to make sure games aren't spoiled. So here we go. Blue buff hooked, but not stolen. Herald started. We are back into game, thank God. Nemesis eats a bit of a chunk there. And Nemesis needs to be really wary here. Yeah, Nemesis is dead. Good charm. Does it buy enough time? There's a lot of members coming. Okay, Nemesis does die, but it takes a lot longer than I thought it might. Checkerlad running away from Velia. On the other side, Thega does go down eventually to Baus in the Feast. Wild Growth has come on down. White Knight trying to run away. Flash on forward with Crowny. The burst fire full auto rolling. Gets a double. There's the final member not named White in sustaining. And unfortunately for him, he's looking a little bit red. No more room in the inn because it's been burnt to the ground.
The team has scored an ace.
Nice. I thought Nemesis had potentially thrown it there, but he actually buys a lot of time. And that gives Crowny a lot of free time, Value a lot of free time. Everyone dives. Dies, and dives. Theoretically both fine. And we're back to life. Nema lived way longer than he was supposed to. Yeah, the moment I saw the Galio ult landing with him, I was like, okay, he's a dead man. And he was. Just like 10 seconds later. It kind of ends up being a bit of an overchase, especially as they then end up giving a lot of free reign for Value in. Crowny to pop on the back end of this. So basically, they're going to jump on Nemesis in a second. So they pull off the Herald, and they go looking for Nemesis. So how on earth, so Checkerlad has ult but doesn't burn it, and Velia gets to jump on top of him, and he's got no Unraveled Earth until now. It's too late. All the while, Crowny's basically untouched. Baus has flashed in to get the initial kill, and Legolas and Whiten have already been chunked out, so Crowny getting the jump forwards here means that last auto Q is really nasty from Crowny, and Whiten, his damage is all died. Not a lot you get to do there as the Blitzcrank. Sacrificial Ari, basically. Yeah, that's kind of the way to put it, and they get soul point off this as well, and the Herald. You really couldn't be asking for better here. I think Checkerlad probably gets this tier 1, which is something, it's a bounty. But it's looking dicey, this game. It's looking really dicey, this game. And I'll Herald immediately, and then get into it to drive further forwards. They already got the mid-tier 1. Velia can end up in a lot of trouble here, but drives through the bush, gets a double knockup. Pressing guard keeps him alive alongside the Wild Growth, so they get the charge at the cost of 2 ults, but it's 4.5 minutes until the next dragon. There's no objectives to play with. Crowny gets a chunk mid. You're happy to trade ults at this point. There's nothing you need them for right now. You can be a little bit more... what's the term? Generous with your ults at this point. You can be a bit more profligate. Just throw them out there. Have some fun with it. You aren't required to hold them for a fight in a minute, right? Because you don't have an objective spawning. You don't have a Baron spawning. Atacon's 2 minutes off, so you've got time to use those ults for theoretically lesser things like getting a Herald charger. White in. Charm. Yeah, he's a dead man. He was running towards Baus anyway, who doesn't even need to feast, just hits him with the Vorpal blades. Vorpal spikes. Spikes. Nothing left to threaten Zeri. Yeah, the back end of it, you'd burned it all. And they are running into this issue that the Zeri's not the lone threat. So if you're not managing this Shinzao, who's 504 with a Sundered Sky Titanic Hydra to do half your HP in a single auto, if you don't manage to deal with an Ari who, yes, isn't super ahead, but is doing just fine, you know, you've actually got enough extra threats here that burning all of your cooldowns onto a singular carry isn't enough to win you a fight, per se. Especially if it's taking you that long. Cho'Gath on 9 stacks as well is pretty scary. That's quite a lot for this point in the game. Any Cho'Gath mains out there? I feel like that's a pretty good rate. Dragon 2.5. Atakan 30 seconds. He's got 3,500 HP. Oh, Chekolad is so dead, man. There's a flash. Does he burn it? No, he doesn't. He'll get the petals. It's going to force a reset on Chekolad as well. So he's going to get a TP out of this, I think. Because if they don't come over, he's going to, like, get at least half the HP of this. They've got Thega coming up. Dire's also roaming. TP very deep behind. Baus, I suspect, is a dead man. He flashes. Got a blast going. Oh, no. Can't activate it. Tragic. Oh, they're going to lose Atakan for this, probably. Zeri's not there at the start of it, though, so it'll take a little while. But they burn a TP topside. So they will lose Atakan for Baus. I'm sad he couldn't blast Cone auto in time before the Blitzcrank hook came in. Got Blitz's hook. Oh, he's not his hook, his flash. Oh, it's TP on White Knight. And they will get mid tier 1. So they don't get absolutely nothing for that. Oh yeah. Okay, tries to dodge some things. He's gonna have to Crescent Guard soon. Reckless is coming. Reckless is gonna bait them all in. There's the Crescent Guards. Gets shielded. TP now coming on forwards, but Barca are super deep. Second TP into the mid lane. It's a lot faster at this point in the game. Chekolad's running away, but is on vision while he does it. Flash over from Velia. Gets on top with a Titanic Hydra Sundered Sky Auto. White Knight falls, and 3 members fall in the moment. Nice TPs. Punish on the invade into the jungle. They can run through mid. To pick up this tier 2. Baron still a wails off, but everything else, wow. Tellars for the taking. Dragon. 40 seconds. That's Soul. And you just burned multiple people's lives. I think a reset into turning up is probably pretty good news. The only thing there is you burn both of your TPs. Chekolad's still got his. Oh, that's unfortunate. Baus does quite a lot of damage into a Vi right now. Rocket belt away. TP flying. There'll be a Weaver's Wall after this. Missed the Feral Scream. Seismic Shove will be available. Double Rupture. Needs to be wary. There is that Seismic Shove. Gets a decent slow coming on through. Tries to a decent amount of damage. Back! Oh my god, the Feast! Gets an extra Rupture. Continuing to try and run away. Reckless now heal. Heals him up. Wild Growth on the Cho'Gath. Just continues to look for seconds. The dinner bell is ringing very loud. And it tolls for thee. Great roam from Reckless to play in the support act. But man, Baus hurts. Sick play. Sick play on the Cho'Gath. No one can comprehend his majesty. I mean, just look at the play. Tower's not up. Silence, Feast, last auto. Auto, Feast, auto. Very good. Little unlucky you didn't get the Feast stack there, honestly. And heal and wild growth and shield, and he's still alive, baby. I mean, Bar certainly has a playable draft, right? Like, I think, like, Talia, Vi, Galio is a nasty combo. Been very, very effective at the EMEA Masters. Yeah, that one basically is just a skill issue. Oh, yeah. Doesn't follow the wind, becomes lightning mark. Ward down.
Show them the way.
Oh yeah, they're all on vision. They're all on vision. He still has Crescent Guard, so they hook him and don't do any damage. Well, there is the wall. Wind becomes lightning. Jekyll just laughing through the pain. Yeah. I don't think this game has been his fault, but considering last series he was the win con, that's a really nice pick. That's a really nice pick. Hang on, Veli's pretty deep. They're jumping onto Bows, but he's so damn tanky. On the other side, though, Jekyll just got murdered by Crowny. 1 for 1 as it stands. Bows doing so much work in the backside. Has a feast. Gets another. The statue. Grip in Cho'Gath's Maw. And off to the Baron we go. 2 for 1. Nemesis hooked. And that's the correct decision. Find the picks where you can. The punish is still very, very absolute from Lost Ratones. And it gets worse because they get to go towards this Baron. I don't think Vi's getting here in time, and certainly not through Bounce to Bouse. That's a Mighty Dinosaur, Rupture, Feral Scream, and all of the autos. Legolas now needs to be afraid. Shirley's comes on down. Legolas has to flash outside of the Nether Rupture. Flash over the wall. Vorpal spikes again beginning to fly around. Another Feral Scream. Feast is back off cooldown. It's chicken for dinner. Well, there's something about winners in those, isn't there? Oh, they can go through mid lane. Wave is there. Another set of kills. 5v3. Teleporting in. Lost Ratones. Maybe the pauses will outstrip the game time. That Cho'Gath is such a monster. Nexus turret number 1 falls. Lost Ratones are not stopping here. The infestation begins. Your winter finalists, your winter winners. Strike first in the finals of spring 2025. Mouse. Of course he guys to the fountain. It's his signature move at this point. Does it with style. Nice work. Bounce is pleased. He should be. Very good game from him. Very good game from him. But there we go. Right. I'm going to run some ads. I'm going to go make sure we're ready for the next game. That means I'm going to turn the camera off because I need to get a fan and stuff rolling because it's bloody hot in here. Fan acquired. Cooling active. Joy of joys. Oh. Welcome back. That's quite cool timing, folks. I will move the camera over. Barcelona on blue side. Hello, we're on red. Let's have a look. So, Gragas, Syndra, 2 AP options. Gragas obviously a very, very big bounce champ. Neferi, Pantheon away from Thega. Do you Trundle ban here? I think he's 10-1 all time on that champion right now. Scion. What a surprise. Don't get that one over. Cannon Red Bull. There you go, one way to stay awake. Rumble. You just Gwen now then? Azir for Chocolate, it's away from Nemesis too. Okay. The Ari's gone, the Talia's gone. Two of the better things into the Azir. My Annie, I suppose, for Nemesis. Way also quite good right now. That'd be bold. I'd love it. Go on. Azir hates Aurelia. It's a miserable. Yeah. Okay, wait, bit more stable. It's a really good control mage right now. Blackfire Torch is nasty on him. You do unspeakable amounts of damage, or not bad CC actually, because you get it from a few different parts of your kit depending on how you want to do it. Single target, AoE crushing more. Gaze of the Abyss is actually pretty good. Lots of AoE damage. Safety with the Tranquil Pool, and is it Tranquil Pool? Yeah, Fleeting Current, Tranquil Pool, and Tranquil Reflection. I forget what the AoE shield and heal is that Hui gets that kind of increase over time. The AP Aurelia guy. Maybe. Viego, it's a value special. Going for resets here. Slightly setting up the Ari with it, but something that'll set you up for success is good. Okay. So Legolas and Whiteton are going to go towards a aggressive bot side, saying, actually, we did beat you in the early lane. Let's double down on this. Go for something aggressive here. Crown, you're going to want to do with that. Honestly, you might want to lock Karma here to guarantee shove bot side. Post Janna is what we think. And then basically look to just pick an AD carry out of Jhin or Ezreal, whatever's left. But they're going to lock into Jhin. Can then look at Rel, Nautilus, Leona, Alistair, all of the above are fine. I don't think we got picked last game. We've got Blitzcrank and Lulu in our first game, which was unusual. Hey, Solly, welcome back. On. Fine. What am I drinking? Peppermint tea. It's very nice. Probably will just take another pot on at some point, but here we are. It's fine. Lots of pick right now for LR. The Jhin in the way. Quite good at binding that or following up on that. 2 artillery pieces. Just need a little bit of something to set them up for success. Jin's pretty good with Rel. Pretty good with Nautilus. Alistair's okay. Yeah, I'd imagine either of those would be the better picks. I think they're going to ban the Rel here, if I had to imagine. Reckless has also been quite good on the Alistair and the Rel of late. Yeah, no, it's peppermint tea. It's not actually beer. Maybe after the stream. They ban the Jarvan themselves. They ban the Rel. Rakan then? It is a Crowny special. Not Crowny special. Reckless special. He does love it. The mobility is pretty good. You can follow up on the Viego quite well. You can be a bit annoying for the Nami in the sense that aqua prisoning you is quite hard. However, you are quite vulnerable to tidal waves, and your HP pool being smaller means Lucian can just look to chunk you a bit more freely and dodges out of your grand entrance quite easy. Wukong is very good for Thega here. There's a lot of people here who do not enjoy Wukong ults. You can chase Rakan quite well. You duel well enough into Viego that Viego doesn't automatically win the 1v1, although generally speaking in AD matchups, Viego with his Q healing is pretty obscene. They're going to lock in they're locking the Shen as well, which is a White Knight special. Is he just going to volley bear this and say, okay, if you keep leaving lane, I'll punish you? Jax is a similar concept. You can, I mean, it'll be AP Jax because it's him. And you can kind of go through Counter-Strike, well, not Counter-Strike, through Spirit's Refuge, that's the name of the dodge field, with the AP Counter-Strike. Okay, volley bet, fine. Bit more initiation. Sets up well with sets up for the Vi and the Wei quite well. Dive partner for the Rakan and the Viego. Can punish the Shen if he starts running away. You can also stun him as he tries to ult away. Still, you've now got Shen to ult on top of a Wukong and a Lucian, who are basically your primary go buttons. Your Azir is kind of there as an additional team fighter and threat. That's cool. This is a bit of a weird difference. So, like, Barcelona have got very good pick. Very good sort of, like, throw the Wukong ult out, Lucian dashing forward with an ult, Nami tidal wave, Shen ult, snap engage from a screen while away, do all the damage, blow someone up, play the team fight out from there. And quite a good counter punch for that as well, because you can dodge back and then throw the tidal wave and the Shen ult, all these things as well. Empress Divide actually helps with that as well, and punch the Wukong ult. So you got those kind of like quite good straight line. What do you want to call it? Engage, but like almost like pick moments. And you can threaten Wei and Jin. We're very immobile with the serious threat of that Lucian snap, that Wukong snap with the support behind them. Weirdly, Wukong, Azir, Shen is more of a team fight comp than the other side. But I still think it kind of works. Your 2-item spike is very, very strong. Your Azir will form up to a late game first position later. Lucian is not the easiest team fighter, though it can be done. And I think Legolas probably got the hands for it. Wukong is a very disruptive pick here. And you've got enough disruptors here to really set up for the Lucian to pop people in the head. However, if the Lucian gets behind, or is just ulting into a Volibear who doesn't care that much, or doesn't hit a valuable target, then the Wei and the Jin will eventually hit a point where their range outmatches the singular Azir on the other side. Even if, of course, like Lucian culling is a very long-range ability, it's quite a big cooldown to blow for just poke. I need to move the camera. What to do? Cam position. Thanks, Kez. Yeah, 1-0 right now.
Minions have spawned.
Because both teams have got damage. Wukong actually is scary. Level 11, 2 items. Trinity Force, Sundered Sky, Black Cleaver. All these things are very damaging. Lots of big AoE to lots of people who will not enjoy that combo. Azir, decent damage. Lucian, very good add damage with the Nami behind him at that 1 to 2 item mark in particular. And a lot of people who you can dance around and threaten with. Especially if you can get mid lane priority, you then have a Wukong and a Shen to like really back you up on those mid lane priorities. I'd say the Azir or the Lucian are not necessarily the most evenly like synced duo as far as your damage dealers, but one hands off to the other quite well. On the other side, barrier for barrier, okay. Ooh, Dancing Grenade still lands, that's a bit annoying. Ebb and Flow. Lots of very good pick. Very, very, very good pick from LR. Everyone's bringing CC. Your whole job is have Jin and Wei ensure that Viego gets an execute, and then you bounce around the fights from there. You also outrange with Jin and Wei in particular. Jin W, Jin R, the rapid fire, I'm assuming, will come out at some point from Crowny. Your speed boost while to dance around the edge of your ranges. You can be, dancing grenades, even pretty decent poke through for team fights if you can land the first one through the front line. He is if he can't reset. Yeah. And that's why the Shen and the Nami make things tricky. Also, Lucian, Azir, Wukong are all very slippery champions. Nice potential engage. This Nami has got flash, yet to blow it. Has no mana. There it is. Mr. Spectral Maw, no! But there's first blood. Velia doesn't want to take the body tool right now, but gets the additional flash. Crowny survives. Get this wave shoved. Very nice gank from Velia. And Crowny doesn't have to blow his flash. Survives well. Things got a bit tricky. Crowny doesn't miss the can. Let's have a look down here. So Crowny initially starts by taking a fairly decent chunk. I'm assuming Whiten just hits him with the Tidecaller's Blessing auto. Yeah, it's minion aggro. That's what's doing it. Okay. Top side, bounce. Fine, too much. Okay. ETA versus Grasp. Gets the wave shove. We'll look to reset again. Has actually already got a reset off and got the Dark Seal. Okay. Cool, double longsword versus one. Thega tried to invade on the other side of the map. Kinda didn't secure it. That's a nice clone, but there's Spectral Maw, Rushy Maw rather, will force the flash. Spectral Maw after from Viego will come on through. There's the Severing Bolt. Last order would do it. Thega does not have a clone available because it's a really long cooldown early on. So Velia will steal the body and use it to help clear out Rob. Oh, he started with the Dark Seal and then picked up the refill on back. Okay. Actually, that does make sense, doesn't it? You can put. Can you refill and Dark Seal on first on? Yeah, you probably can, because it's 350 Dark Seal, 150 for refill. So of course it is. For some reason, I thought he'd started refill pot and then backed for Dark Seal. Kind of forgetting that Dark Seal and refill is a perfectly available starting pair. I'm just dumb. You're right. Dark Seal also, I'm pretty sure it still does. Dark Seal also amps, in fact, I'll go look it up now. Dark Seal also amps your pot efficacy. So you actually get more healing from your pots. If you're looking to trade early on, Dark Seal and pots is quite nice. I think that's still on there. Well, they removed that. Did they remove that? They removed that. That's a shame. Oh, Nemesis. Flash for flash. Last auto. Gets it. Channel. Oh, this gets spicy. Nice channel. Nice pick in the mid lane. Good work from Checker, lads. What happened bot side? So there was a 2v2. Legolas died. Crown is going to execute the turrets and I'll give Thega something over. Fine. And it's the Nami that gets the kill. Oh, that's exhausting. Yeah, so Crowny gets away with 2 kills. Lucian's still on a 0-1. Fine. Legolas knocked up. Does get rooted, but does manage to slide away at least partially. I'm still curious about Dark Seal, whether it still gives the amped healing. Clearly it has gone. So it used to give you some regen on your pot. Oh, I didn't think it did anymore. I was trying to remember when it did. Either way, early symbiotic for Baus. Dark Seal on both solo laners. Velia's off to the races. Dragon was secured by Lost Ratones. Grubs in 20 seconds. That'll be an interesting one, because Shen's not going to have ult. Baus will. And I think that realistically means, especially with bot side shoved in, that Grub should be Lost Ratones, assuming they're there to play on spawn, which looking at the pathing of Baus and Velia is going to be the case. Nemesis needs to be aware of potential gank from Thega, though. He's trying to get this shoved as far as he can ahead of that, but about to say this is going to happen. Nemesis, you had to know this was going to happen. Lands the spiraling despair onto the clone. Oh, no. Thank you. Good. Brownie lands the deadly flourish. We're going to try and get some value here. Thega's coming on down. He's still got the cyclone. Crownie's a dead man. They really thought that Thega was going to get contest over on the grubs. Crownie getting auto from the Krugs to get a bit of speed away. Can't. Thega's going to get this with a crushing blow. There goes the Void Grubs. Oh, that's two very silly pushes from Lost Ratones. Nemesis had to know that Thega was looking to do that. So he tried to clear the way fast enough, but was not respectful and stood way too close to the bot side of the lane. Bot side, having just seen your mid lane die to the jungler, you overshove and die. I mean, that's really unfortunate.
The order is given.
Right. 2 minutes till Dragon. Move around a bit so I can look at the screen a bit better. There we go. Nash is done for Chocolate. He's 2-0. Yeah, that Azir could be scary at this point. The Lucian's not in a fantastic spot, but hey, he's caught up with the Jhin who just died twice. Dragons in 2 minutes. Reckless. Grand entrance into Runaway. Nemesis around. Are we fighting over this blue buff? I think we are. No, they're backing away on this one. Veli's going to try and steal it. Calm. Crownie and Reckless needs to be really careful over shoving down there. Okay, not going to happen. Reset comes on through. Baus with a shutdown. Who is his man? It's a hold 2 golds. 2 gold shut. 3 gold shutdown. Jhin has Ghostblade. Yeah, that makes sense into Shen Wukong Lucian. He's be able to outspace the move speed. A boost stock going 0-12 in tournaments? I know, right? Who needs a good death when you can just have a good life? There you go. There you go. There you go. Uh-oh. Hang on, watch it. Spectral Maw lands. Gonna try and Shen ult vaguely. Not gonna need to. We got the Gromp there. Didn't actually see. I think it was Velia. Baus between camps. The Azir got the wave shoved. Means that Nemesis now has to leave, go pick up that wave. Veli's gotten the camp done in time. Bot side looking to dive Legolas. Culling comes on through. They're happy enough to get the culling for a bit of Reckless HP. Roll put down. Thega's coming bot. Not going to find that much on the invade, but they'll spot out what's going on. You can't back there, Reckless. Dead. Yeah. Oops. And now I think Crownie's also going to die because everyone's around. They're going to try and TP in. Tidal Wave is shy. Legolas takes the turret aggro flash away from Crownie. Looking to get a root on the forward. There comes the curtain call. Velia also here. Clone blocks out a fair number of those shots. Another one lands there onto White. He's now going to have to flash. In goes Baus with the ult. Tries to get some healing with those ults and those autos, but immediately dies. Has no HP because, of course, he's going AP. and dies a horrible death. They lose another. Barca, now 6 and 3, up 1,200 gold. Too far from the bounce. Hell yeah, stepping on forwards. White Knight misses the shadow dash. Dragon started. Overcomes Nemesis. To look to find some chunks. Chocolate! With the Emperor's Divide. Gets a lot of value. White Knight. Now going to try and find maybe something more. Is rooted by the Grim Visage. Flash taunt onto the backline. Nemesis flashes away, but he's so damn low. Tranquil pull by some time. Value steals a body, but it's only onto the Nami. This is the Aqua Prison. Tries to ult to get Chocolate. Does. Will need to steal another body. More resets. More damage. Can't quite get another. But Thager is so damn low. Reckless can probably get a kill here with a bit of work. The Severing Bolt comes on down. They secured the Dragon de Barca. But the fight after is looking a bit dicey. Another Severing Bolt has to be dodged back from. Reckless continue to auto. Crowny back and alive. But they get the ace in trade for the ugly start to the play. Lost Ratones outplay the back end of the fight. Failure on Viego, baby. You get the resets and suddenly things get ugly. So it starts with a really nice play from Checkle. But they only kill off Crowny. Still pretty valuable, but Value gets to back away, and he is alive. They then find the engage with the Nemesis, but don't kill the Hui. And Hui can do a lot of work from a long, long way out of your active ranges. All the while they're looking at that, Value re-engages, gets the initial reset, and gets Thager and White Knight down very, very late. At which point, you have to start playing DDR, and the dancing shoes just aren't good enough. You lose the Shen as well. Can't believe it's the team that 2-0 Barcelona earlier. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the big difference is Chocolate isn't gapping Nemesis as freely. And they are actually having much better early games. Nice pick up on another. And look for something more. Relentless pursuit over the wall. Chocolate gonna go sliding and gliding. Lands a spiraling despair. Can look for the ult afterwards. Velya gets another. Thager is dead. He looked for more. Won't do so. This turret, though, is very, very low. And White's in and Chocolate. I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to retreat. Over the wall goes Value, looking on to Chocolate. Misses him. There's the Emperor's Divide. Reckless now looking for an engage. Crushing more. Flashed away from Chocolate. Slides out to safety. Severing Bolt now onto Whiten. Spectral Maul gets another. Dodges out of the turret aggro range. Reckless looking to make sure that Chocolate is forced to stick under the turret. They get the turret and another two. Lost Ratones. Vengeance for the bot side play that went wrong. Bousy. Ooh. Get the Herald. Here's the replay. Let's have a look. Initially, you think, okay, well, that's the end of it, right? But that last shot landing, while Nemesis comes on down, spiraling despair is a lot of it slow. Veli is in the arms of Lucian's body. It's a little ironic. Like awful trauma for both husband and wife. Senna out there going, see, this is what I had to deal with. And Lucian going, yeah, that's pretty miserable. Game gets very hard now. This Viego is pretty much guaranteed a reset with Titanic Hydra and Kraken Slayer. Like, that's a very high burst Viego. Like, your initial auto Q, auto Titanic proc. Because you probably go auto Q, auto Titanic, auto. And that's going to be 2/3 of someone's HP bar. Especially if you've got an ult with that as well. Dragons in a minute. LR probably wants it. There's the Crimson Lucidity upgrades. Excuse me. Wow, big yawn. Red buff, taken. Brownie eats a lot of damage, but it's a little late on to be doing this. You've got your 2 items on the Lucian finally. It's just before Dragon, in fairness, but Crownie is still alive, still able to press ult. Spectrum will land. Horizon focus, and oh, Crownie needs to be really wary of Checolad. Doesn't need more than an auto there, but I got a bit nervous for him, I'm not gonna lie. Herald charges. Applies pressure in mid lane, they're already on the Dragon. That should be going down pretty shortly. And it is. Top side, Baus needs to be a little wary. 3v3 mids. In goes Reckless. Quickness and Grand Entrance. Legolas is so dead. Oh dear. KO. Top side. Baus! Doesn't clear the wave either. I don't quite know how he ended up doing that little damage. I assumed he knew he was getting dove and trying to get some value up, but now Nemesis caught to the turret. Tries to flash to find some value. White Knight gets the taunt, but the damage is getting pretty nasty. But the fear! Oh, has to flash back in to get the last auto and does get that. 2 for 1 under the turret. The Nemesis at least comes out with the kill that he was looking for. Velia shoves the wave bot side. Oh boy, he's 40 CS up in the jungle. Turret's gone. No way Bar gets 3-0'd. I wasn't expecting it. I was hoping 5. But right now, Lost Ratones just look absolutely imperious. Dragons 3, Atakan's up. I think we're probably going to have a little bit of a pause. Or a bit of a lull. Not, hopefully not an actual pause, thank God. Lucian got W from Jin. Oh, God. Either LR ins randomly and throws his game, or Bar will probably take 1 after this. You have to hope. Just don't know. It's between 2 very different drafts. LR have come out to fairly significant leads in both, even if this game I think was more competitive. Vega, oh dear. Vega's also just kind of been jungle gapped. Partly it's play stuff. Oh, hang on, not bad, Checolad. Really good pick. Really, really, really good pick. Turn on to the Atakan now. That's a lot of the damage gone. Velia's scary, but only if he gets to ult and get a reset. Baus clearing the waves. How much do you care about Atakan? Checolad's low, in comes the curtain call. Reckless missed everyone. Still get a decent quickness. Baus still looking for an angle. Flashes on in. Into the thundering smash. Legolas dying, dashing away though. Gonna get ulted. Will go down. Massive healing for Baus. On the other side, Crownie gets the kill, beginning to auto his way through some people. 4th shot available. Pops the fish in the head. And Velia gets to reset. Even a man down. Even a man down. Somehow, some way, Crownie picks up the Gym Penta. With a Ghost Blade and a Rapid Fire Cannon, everyone dies. So it starts with a sick pick onto Nemesis. They throw down the Shen ult to ensure that he stays alive, and they try to turn to Atakan, and that's fine. And then I think with Reckless engaging, I thought it was going to be too far. I genuinely did. Because he misses everything. but they try to sort of turn onto Baus, who basically blows up Legolas. And that's then a lot of your damage down, because Chekolad and Legolas have eaten either entire life bar or most of it. And the rest of LR are actually on pretty decent HP. Dancing grenade, shot, beautiful. Oof, there's the third item for Crowny. 6,500 ahead, and they get the Atacon. That looked really good, because Chekolad did a lot of work there. Wasn't enough. Mid lane, Nemesis should die, does. There you go, doesn't need that much. Alright, what can you do with it? Burn a lot of your ults again. Curtains are called. Whiten doesn't want to body block them. Thega do his best after. Ow! Baus is looking for a potential angle behind. They have to know. Velia off vision as well. Dragon's up, if you saw a point. Nemesis got TP in 20 seconds. Gonna try and jump on a Baus. He doesn't need that much damage because there is a Guardian. Shield. Thega goes on forward, gets a proc onto Reckless. Looking to try and find something here. Can't really. Baus still on a flank, still a threat. 5 seconds for Nemesis now. Their health bars are so low, but they burned so many ults. I don't think they can turn this into Baron. Top side, Shen at least gets the bounty on the tier 2. Has got the ult to work with. Nemesis is TP'd in. There you go low. There goes Chekolad. Got the ult off and Crowny's gone. Nice pickup. In come they go trying to find the damage. The crushing maul doesn't mean all that much, but the damage back is starting to roll as Baus begins to frenzied maul so many members. Velia picks up the bodies, and again Barcelona an initial pick that cannot be converted into a team fight win. If that Azero clips more, they might win that one. Yeah. Yeah, they might. Oh, man. Just not quite enough damage. And then they end up all split off. Legolas and Chekolad at the whims of Baus, who picks his moment very, very well on that volley bear. Reset, probably a bit bold from Nemesis. Grim Visage forces the flee. Elliot nabs another camp. Oh, God. Baron's up. 2 LR want to throw around it. I don't know. Baus has picked up a Medjai's, by the way. My goat. My goat. Crowny just clears out the wave. I need to sneeze, just slightly. Ooh, damage. Fear, that's onto the clone! He's spiraling to spare the clone, Nemesis! Thought he'd hit the fear before he got a chance to press clone, I think. That's awkward. Who's MVP so far? Velia, maybe? Probably is Velia. Had a really good game one on the Shins out. Really good game on the Viego. I think Reckless... There's that sneeze that was building. Is also with the shot. I think he's had a very good series. Oh! Velia. Can he find an ult? And watch Velia. Watch Velia. He's got flash and ult. Oh, Whiten's gone. Can look for another body hit. Another body. And Legolas needs to run away. Well, the damage is going to come on down. And the inhibitor's broken. Clone again, hit with the Spiraling Despair. I swear I've seen Nemesis hit at least 3 Spiraling Despairs onto Thega's clone. Baron is being 2-manned by a Viego and a Jhin. Oh, Jhin is... Well, Jhin, Viego. His ability to just tank through objectives is pretty ridiculous. Thega's in danger. Rushing more. In comes the Channel. Happy enough with that. Nemesis altered 3 clones today. Yeah, I thought so. Inhibitor turret. Well, 8k lead, minute on Soul. Baron in hand. This game is looking pretty over, folks. Pretty over. Right in. Oh, he's gone. Absolutely annihilated. There you go. Gets out. White Knight flashes. Velia flashes away in turn. Looking for some more damage onto the Shen. They blow up Thega. There's another body. Shen now in the hands of Velia. Oh, nice route onto Chekolad. Can they turn it around as Bowser's come on down? Get the charm onto Legolas, who gets popped by Bowser's AP ult. In goes Chekolad. Team is aced. There's a wave in mid. And a Nexus to claim. Lost Ratones. Hammer their way through the mid game. A couple fights which you thought might be bosses. The initial picks on the Nemesis look good. Bounce once again found it dives. But it was not enough. Crowny with a scary Jhin. Wave putting out a lot of damage, but again, Velia on that Viego. Found reset after reset after reset. They do grow through these tournaments, don't they? The Barca that 2-0 lost Ratones. Nowhere to be seen right now. Outside of individual moments. Doesn't Jax counter Kled? Yeah-ish. You know what? I actually don't know the matchup that well to necessarily have a huge opinion. It's not Jax into Kled because the Jax has gone jungle because they've moved the Ornn. Give Thager a carry option. Kled does manage Ornn quite well. I think Jax is an unfun matchup. Counter-Strike avoids a lot of the autos you want to get done with your W. Your Joust, actually. And you can lock Kled down as he tries to run away and get things up. So if you lose Skull, you end up in a lot of trouble. But it's not a particularly easy matchup, and you do eventually get outscaled. Because Jax is a very hard scaling chap. For standings, it's currently 2-0 to Lost Ratones.
Minions have spawned.
Kled into Ornn, on the other hand, is a lot less fun for Ornn. You can immune the pullback on the Bear Trap and a Rope with a well-timed Bellows Breath or even a Searing Charge. But you don't win a lot of those early trades, but hey, that's Kled into most matchups early. Yeah, I think as long as Nemesis positions well, the mid-game should be really scary for Lost Retone. You ever have to fight your way into the river against Nautilus, Varus, Ornn, Jax, Ori, though, even with a Kled Rel leading the charge, I think that's going to be a really hard task. We've got a DFM fan in chat. I see you, DFM Eclair. With a Nakamura in there as well. So, some Japanese League of Legends fans in chat. I see you. Oh, we got Yarashai. Welcome to the stream. White needs a bit of a chunk. Does a decent chunk back to Crowny, though. I go to make a start dinner and Laura suddenly 2-0 up. Yeah, basically, I'm in the same position in the break. That's why I was slightly late, as I was just putting rice on. So it was ready at the end of this one. So basically, regardless of whether LR win the next game, I'm going to have some food. I've got chicken cacciatore. I've got some garlic and pepper rice. Probably need a little bit of sesame oil, I think. Already added butter. Little chance salt. I probably need to find a salt substitute somewhere. Maybe some soy sauce will do. 2-1. They give this game. Yeah, I will say I like. This is my least favorite of Lost Returns drafts. This is my least favorite of Lost Returns drafts by a fairly significant one. This is my favorite of their drafts, not because it is good. Mabby, where are you going with this, Sarah? I see you over there. Silly draft, go Brewer. That's fair. Nemesis is a dead man. Oh, Sega! He ward-hop flashed and fumbled the counter-strike. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's done this, hasn't he? Whee! That's a tilted man. That's a tilted man right there. Oh. Nemesis blows flash and TP. It's not that you get nothing from it, but still. That should have been a very dead Zera. Mouse remounts. Misses his web trap on a rope. Thager's looking top. He's about to dismount again. That's going to leave a lot of space out bot side, though. I think Baus is a dead man. Crowley should get white in. Legolas with the ghost running, though. Should be able to get Crowley back. Flash away. And now Legolas can't get any more. Ooh. Do you have another piercing arrow? Because I think if he gets to charge a piercing arrow, he's going to piercing arrow flash on this one. Ooh, Legolas is just about alive. Does Reckless want a flash for this? Might. Crashes down. Yeah, forces a really slow reset there. So what happened topside? Missed the bear trap on a rope, tried to get the wave shoved. Charged up, does manage to get himself remounted, has got Conqueror stacked. Gets that one, misses a second bear trap on a rope. Gets charged out, dismounts again, he's just dead, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. How long does it take? Okay, he just gets counter-struck, that's fine. Okay, so 1-4. Ooh! I was thinking I should just stand alone, and then I just checked Checkerlad's health bar and went, wait, what? Yeah. Good ride at the arcane. Thager's been chased out of his jungle by Baus, but White Knight's roaming on down. Checkerlad doesn't have... Oh, Baus! Why are you here? Jousts forwards. Bausy? He's flashed? Why? Bausy, my boy. That one. Not a lot to say about that one. Why did he flash? I know. Oh, crash down bot side. I think Whiteton might be dead here, actually. Yeah, great pillar. Good job. Wow. Right then. Well, yep. Gotta order the dragon a few times. Gets Thager a kill topside, though. It's actually quite nice for the Jacks. They weren't going to play for that dragon anyway with the way plays were happening down there, especially after the gank down. Belly Ricci had his coaching session about Trundle with Whippo. Interesting. Do you have any... Did we get to see any of those insights? What was Whippo saying about that one? Hey, Jun Lover, good to see you. Jacks can at least get one of these. They're sticking for the other two. They might. Watch Whiteton. Falls out. Game's close enough the Barker could absolutely win this, yeah. Darcy can still win this. Legolas roaming. Ornn and Kled not here. Thager's looking. Second grub. Thager still has Smite. X-Flash from Whiteton. Magnus Storm after trying to turn this one around. That's very dead, Checkerlad. Legolas trying to trade it back out. Crownie's going to go low. That gets the reset for Legolas. Begins to auto a few more times. But Thager, the backside, gets the counter-strike. Gets onto the backline. Onto Velia. Gets an important kill. Thager now in danger. Red buff healing is pretty solid. A double for Legolas. Hit by the Arcano Pulse. And now they're going to wait for some more cooldowns of the shocking orb. Into the Eye of the Tempest. Misses the Arcano Pulse. Reckless. Looking for the last auto. When's the mount up? Gonna try and keep running. There is the mount up. And full tilt in. And gets a killing spree on the Rel. That's my go. Nemesis now has a 5-stack Dark Seal. So this looked pretty potential until Checkerlad basically ends up getting absolutely eviscerated. Pinned in place, right at the Arcane comes on through, eats all the Arcane barrages. And then basically, Thager goes on in, murders Velia, which is really good. Then they can't quite kill Nemesis. And Legolas is so close to getting Nemir here with the Hail of Arrows. And that Arcano Pulse being shot. I think if that piercing arrow had been charged for like 0.2 seconds after, he would have taken another one with him. He doesn't. He dies. Reckless might win MVP for real. I think he's had a really good series. Baus going to dismount, but Value's coming on down. Thega's going to hop away. The charge down. Doesn't have the hop anymore. Subjugate's down. White Knight has no mana. Baus going to try and remount off the wave. Oh my days. Value's got a lot of chomps. Finally slow. Turns on to White Knight. Begins to auto him a few more times. Baus gets to remount. Will have another ability to go jousting forwards. He's gone under the turret, my Psycho. But that's okay, because they've still got Nemesis able to ult. On top, I think he just put his cursor on top of Baus, which is why he just ulted him afterwards as he dies. Trades his life, but they go 2 for 1. Velia is a Trundle. He will do a lot of damage to turret plates. Can probably chomp away to get another one down here as well. I think that's worth it for Baus. DPM. Velia gets 2-3 plates down bot side. Oh. Nasty. Doesn't quite interrupt that back. Trundle ADC, kind of. He's only just ahead of the Jack. The Jack's got the extra kill. And he's still farming relatively well. I think he might have gotten a shutdown on someone too. Anyway. Basically, watch the minimap to watch Nemesis moving. He's going to start moving now. Does he get interrupted by a shockwave? No, he doesn't. They don't come and stop him. So in he goes. The Nemesis ults from miles away. Right at the arcane, misses one. Hits the second, hits the third. And ult Baus. 21. Water salute, I suppose. Are they going to MSI? No, they're not. Yeah, there will be no lost returns at MSI. This should be for the fun of it. I mean, I could sort of see it. Maybe in some more third-party tournaments. Obviously, there's Red Bull League of their own. If that happens again, might be involved in something like that. Could be in something like was EWC, maybe, if they wanted show matches. They're paying a lot of money. But I think within the confines of the Riot system, I think making an exception for Lost Ratones would probably wind up people like Carmine Core and Mobstar Koi quite rightly if they didn't get that opportunity before. Aside from early CS, it's the highest tier competition in EU. Yeah, basically. So this is the Champions League equivalent for all of the regional leagues. So we've got NLC, which is UK and Nordics as a kind of combined region, versus Spain's #1 team, playing out out of the back end of a massive tournament of like 32 teams. Legolas has to Ghost to run away. So it's Division 2, but it's a really cool system as Crownie's got to flash. Thega will likely die here as a retreat, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Whiten's around, Reckless is also around. Whiten's going to try and get away, will not. Ash, is it enough? Velia gets frozen domain, gets a double. Oh my god, he's quick. On the other side, Legolas has been jumped on. Chekalad caught on the wrong side of the pillar. Continuing to order down is Velia, gets another chomp. Will die though, as Chekalad just stands there and autos him. Bit far there for Velia, but they do kill off Legolas on the other side. So probably still a worthwhile trade. What's that, 3 for 2? Baus is proxy farming between tier 2 and 3. Gets charged and knocked up. Here comes the Call of the Forge God. Over they come with the Hex Gates, and that means Baus is likely going to die. Remount shortly, but does not quite get there. Get American Master going. You can probably have a tier 2 MSI with Asian Masters. That would be really cool, to be fair. I think that would be awesome. So many champions have been added, abilities have been reworked, but you still don't want to play against a Fed Trundle. A little bit of that. This is an unfortunate time to Blasco and Crownie. He does die for his sins, but then Velia goes on a great revenge tour. Nearly gets 3 across this, which is kind of mental. And a 1v3 effectively as well. Flashes the Chains of Corruption, but then Chekalad just gets to stand and auto him. As Velia does not have enough healing in his kit right now, especially with the Subjugate down. to actually attack the Orianna. Still 4k lead. It's pretty damn terrifying. At least Checker getting that shutdown will matter. Herald goes down. Here we go. Charging on forwards. Bear trap on a rope. That's still very deep for Baus, who's not tanky. We'll just die here, right? Flashes away. Thega now in danger, trying to find an angle back. Shockwave is still available, but Whiting gets eviscerated. Growny knocks him out with the rocket. Looking for more Arcana Pulse, lands a bit more damage. Still a Shockwave for Jekyllad, so what a threat to work with, even if he's still quite low. Lands another Arcana Pulse. Nemesis heat-seeking right now. Velia gets whacked. There you go. Eats a bit of a chunk. Arrow comes on down, but Nemesis just murders him. You can't counter-strike death. Wow. Gonna go look. Velia. Red buff. Takes the chomp. Velia, though, gets knocked up by the depth charge. Shockwave back, and he's just dead. Nice. Who picked up that kill? I think it was the Varus. Somehow this Xerath has 0 deaths. Yeah, I'm somewhat surprised about that. Also has 10 stack Dark Seal, Ludens, and Storm Surge. Like, ow! Especially as a sole AP threat, that's a big, big sting. Jekyllad TPing out, does get out, nicely done. Something. Velia pulls away. Should be alright. Arcana pulse land. Hook. I think that's just a dead Crowny. Why is he that far up by himself? Oh, Crowny. That's a bad death, actually, especially with Dragon up. That should have been soul point for you. Bausey, though, is going to try and get a tier 2. They're not going to be quiet for free. Reckless and Nemesis still looking to trade, finding some angles. Arcana Pulse lands across. Fairly going to try and get into the pit. Does have flash. Pillar comes on down. Reckless now in danger. Crash down across the wall, but now Nemesis and Reckless very deep here. Oh my god, that Eye of the Tempest! That was half the HP of the Nautilus! Shocking Orb, Arcana Pulse! And a Joestorm forwards and Nemesis is unstoppable! The Shockwave comes on in! But somewhere out there, No Way's going, hang on! Am I not even the best Xerath in the NLC anymore? Oh! Another Eye of the Tempest. Shocking Orb lands. I mean... I don't think Nemesis missed a skill shot in that. Let's check the replay, because I think Nemesis might have just hit every skill shot in that. That is ridiculous. I'm hoping we get a replay, because I am fairly certain. Right, let's count it. So Nemesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he misses. Oh, he misses. So he misses 1. Unreal. He missed 1 skill shot. I counted in there. Unless he might have. I think he missed 1 skill shot. That is nutty. That is nutty. Not a very fun series though. No, I was expecting Barca to be scarier. They've not been. I think Barca's early games have not been up to snuff this time around, and LR have been really stepped on it. They will Herald bot lane. Down 8,000 gold. Their mid laner is 707 with 14 stacks on the med, guys. Artican's getting 2-man. Baus is in a 4-man problem. Baus is still 2k up, by the way, which is hilarious. He's going to die here. No, good flash. Pocket pistols away. Can they TP behind? I mean... I'll get the tier 2 down here. You got Baus's flash. You trade tier 2 for tier 2 and Atacon on the other side. Bear trap on a rope, onto Whited. Oh, so alteration, watch Velia. Crownie isn't here. Be a little bold, I think, to overforce this. But they can still look for, I think, this tier 2. Not a lot that can be done to stop this. Crownie shoving in mid. Pillar. Forces Might Knight to run away. Shocking Orb just wide. I think it was 3 ults for Baus's flash. Oh, God. I mean, it was Chains of Corruption, certainly, and an Orn ult. Was it Shockwave too? I didn't see. At this point, ignore Crownie, get Nemesis? Yeah. Yeah. This Zerath needs to die. And, like, don't get me wrong. Orn, you have Jax, you have Orianna. Scaling is there. And you denied the sex soul point. So you do have something to work with. You can afford to give up this next dragon. You can afford to play for some structures. Try and get to a 3rd item. Get some of those Orn upgrades coming on through onto the Ori, onto the Varus. Maybe. Maybe that's a way back in. But I think it is I mean, it's a 9k gold lead with your map looking very, very small indeed. Baus. Baus. Problem is, if he's here, it means they're not setting up around Dragon. Reckless, Crownie coming up. Jekyll out low. Shockwave is good. Reckless now in danger. Needs to try and find a Magnet Storm angle. Won't quite be able to do so yet. That'll be another one down. White Knight on the other side trying to threaten Nemesis. Calls the Forge God. Looking to shove Nemesis up into the air. Does do so. Gets a decent chunk. Forces the Volcanic Rupture out. Hit by that Eye of the Tempest. Knock up onto Crownie. They're trying to jump onto him now. The Counter-Strike lands. Looking to get some more orders, but he's in a 1v2. Velia steals all of the resists. Hopped over the wall. There's an Arcano Pulse and another Eye of the Tempest. Legolas is running, but Velia is there with a flash. Just flash the wall, bro. Just flash the wall. Chomp him. Valkyrie in. And the rats bring death. Back in the Middle Ages once again, apparently. Hexol will be lost returns. Not quite price, because of course it's only soul point. But still, they'll get that dragon. Alright, much to be done about it. Oh, 22 stacks, yep. Is he going Deathcap next or Shadow Flame next? I don't hate either. Probably Shadow Flame actually with this build. There's the replay. Oops. Get Zonya's Make Me Cry. Honestly, also completely fine. Mouse. Oh, he just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Turret goes down to the wave. Will likely die here to this turret. Still got a pocket pistol. Doesn't quite remount. Does he care? The inhibitor's down. Well, the inhibitor turret's down. Crownie died, yep. What was that replay? I think it was Crownie dying. I'm not actually sure. It might have been Baus dying. Hang on, Legolas, dancing shoes, DDR. Oh my god, the damage, the Storm Surge! missed nearly all. He got a Ludens proc off for hitting the wave and hit one of those ults, basically. Oh my days. Oh. Oh. Bousy might die here. I don't know how much he's going to care. Flashed into white in. He might go. This is not going to get a remount here. No way. All right, he's dead. But that means they've sent a lot of people's bot side. That is a dead inhibitor turret in the mid lane. It's already been exposed on the other side. Just clears that wave. Ooh, hang on. Escape behind. Velia might be in a dangerous position. Brownie trades onto Legolas. Oh my days. Stand and deliver, maybe. No flash. Does have barrier. Reckless misses the mag. It's all but flashes onto Jackalad anyway. Crowley now in a 1v3. Turns on to Jackalad and murders him. The collapse unfavorable for Barca. As Valley step on forwards the right of the arcane once again comes on through and it needs blood to fuel it. Thega down for the count. 3 members down. Legolas and White Knight. Just Legolas now. Have to hold the line. Lost Ratones. Join the NL scene. Join the ERL system. Smash their way to victory in winter. And people say it's a fluke. The other teams haven't leveled up yet. There was issues with rosters. They come in spring and they do it all over a damn well again. Back to back. They are your champions. And none can deny their power. Get squeaking, folks. Chats are full of the XDDs. The content team. The content team is anything but. Turns out, can be an entertainer and still really good at this game. 3-0 finals, Barca having God. There is some nasty. That's it, folks. Thank you all for coming and watching it here. It's been a pleasure. I will continue to stream a little bit on my end just because I'm here and having some fun. So I'll probably play a game or two of League, and then I'll call it on this end. But that does mean, for our YouTube viewers, specifically on Onivia, we'll be ending the stream here. Thank you for coming and watching, guys. Please do come follow me over on my own YouTube, on my own Twitch channel. It'd be really cool to collaborate with Onivia on this one, but I am at Initialise casts on all of those social things. If you want to come watch me play some games right now, you absolutely can do. Be glad to have you all in here. And thanks for coming and chilling. It is a bit of co-streaming for this one. Much love, and I will see you all next time again at Initialise cast. We'll see you all in here. Put that in here. Harpoon. I can type it in. There you go. That's me. Come find me. Until the next time, guys, a pleasure, a pleasure, a pleasure. You can find me casting NLC, LPL, sometimes EMEA Masters, doing this here. Be all over the place. Pleasure as always to have you in. For now,